G'day, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Hope you guys out there having a really good weekend. I know it's your Sunday, my Monday here at 9 a.m. I had a massive weekend with some friends, did a lot of working, a lot of coaching, a lot of drinking sherbets. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But first of all, I want to give a big shout out to, I met a bloke yesterday at work. The day before, on Saturday in Australia at work, and he's a huge Steelers fan. So if you are watching, I want to give a big shout out to Mac. That's M-A-C, Mac. We talk football for 20 minutes. Because normally at work, when I can and when I'm doing my office stuff, I've got my things like my admin work to put in stats or work on emails and things like that when I'm, mucking around town at the front of the office when I'm doing my job. There's a TV in the foyer. So I put on Steelers games, and yesterday or the day before, I put on Steelers versus Chargers divisional game. I think 2004 or no, might have been 2008. No, I think it was 2008, something like that. I had a divisional game versus the Chargers. What, 2004? I can't remember. It was one of those games anyway. Might have been 2008. And as I put it on there, a bloke walks past. He's wearing his Steelers shirt, and he's like, "Are you a Steelers fan?" And I went, "Yep, I'm a Steelers fan." And he's like, "Yeah, I saw last week you were playing a game." So that's what I normally try and do. Like when I can break it up in the sound in the foyer. I play Steelers games while I work. And in the background, you'll see Jerome Bettis, you'll see Ryan Clark, you'll see Troy, you'll see all the old highlights. So I go onto YouTube and choose a random game. So shout out to Mac, because that was really fun. It's always fun. Honestly, in Australia, you guys have a bit more chance to talk Steelers to random people than I do. That's why I created Steeler Nation Australia on the internet, so I can talk football to pretty much the whole world, from Germany to Switzerland to New Zealand to Mexico to America, England, wherever, right? So me and Mac were talking yesterday about football, and it's really good, just a good, if you feel like you're in America, you know what I mean? People walk past us and they don't know what we're talking about, and sometimes we've got to stop the conversation because you can't talk for 5 hours or 24 hours. Well, you can, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So shout out to Mac. Hopefully you made it towards YouTube and you can check out everything's here. And let's start the show. So before that, let's do this.
One after the next two, is he still aggressive?
Yeah, what do they call him? The con artist? I like that. I saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.
Alrighty, Steeler Nation. Isn't it kind of funny that with Omar Khan, I think before I go into my topic today about Russell Wilson, I think everyone's thinking about this receiver 2 thing way too much. And now it's post June 1. And people are saying, will these players be cut? Will these other trades be happening? Will the Steelers make a big move at receiver 2? I think, in my opinion, that the Steelers are fine at receiver 2. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like they're going to run the ball more. They're going to use Muth, Washington, Darnell. Shout out to the Arsenal DB. And I might try and find your tweet here. I did see the plays that he was making OTAs. And you need to feed Darnell Washington the football. If you just stand him in the back of the end zone like this, put his hands up, he's about 8 feet. You have to get Darnell the ball. And I think Russell Wilson can in the end zone. Our red zone offense last year was piss poor, very piss poor, near no TDs, wasn't happening, couldn't run the ball in, couldn't throw the ball to anyone, no tight ends open. But it comes back down to play execution. It comes down to play design with Matt Canada. It comes down to Kenny Pickett. I'm going to mention in a minute too. It comes down to a lot of things. So they need to improve the red zone. That's one thing I'd say has to be a high priority. But yeah, Darnell, he's doing some good things in OTAs and getting ready for training camp. So shout out to DB who talked about that. But I'm keen to see where this offense can go. I'm not too worried about the receiver number 2, a bit like other fans are. Yeah, if we get Brandon Ayuk, fantastic. If we go and get who's the other bloke from Seattle? Not Seattle. I can't think of his name. DK Metcalf. If we go and get DK Metcalf, then fantastic, awesome. But I'm okay with the receiving group right now that is in our Pittsburgh Steelers, and also with our tight end group too. So I feel like, and we've got also too, Cordero Patterson can play receiver, and he can play running back, and he's a kickoff returner. And you've got maybe the bloke Van Jefferson might be able to step up. I had a dream last night too. I kid you not. I woke up today and Russell Wilson had nobody open, and then he ran like 25 yards for a first down. So things can happen. Now I'm okay. I'm okay with receiver 2 where it's at right now. If we make a big move and Omar Khan doesn't be aggressive in the next few days, then it'll work out. Right, yeah. One more break. Here we go. Alrighty, Steeler Nation. So I just use that to just to reset. Now, I want to talk about this. Big shout out to Russell Wilson over the past, I guess, few months, what he's been doing in the Pittsburgh Steelers scene and taking control and leadership and, really, really embracing the culture and the city of Pittsburgh, right? Russell Wilson has been looked at sometimes bit of a goofy character, a bit like off center, the Danger Witch, Mr. Unlimited, right? But we can all be goofy. We can all have a bit of fun too. So I'm not too worried about that kind of stuff. But recently, he's been going around town pretty much everywhere. And I'm going to show a thing from Steel Curtain Network as well via Jeff Hartman. Did a really good piece on this. I will link it in the description below if I can find it. Yeah. It says Russell Wilson's PR team deserves a huge shout out, right? I'm going to show that in a minute. But this bloke, Wilson, has been going to on the weekend. He said welcome to the Berg. And I will pick a bone though too. It's not black and yellow. It's black and gold. However, Russell Wilson, in his press conference when he came to Pittsburgh, he did say black and gold. So I'll let him off there. He says black and yellow looks good on you. Amazing concert. Zach Brown band at Steelers. And then Zach Brown band, I think he's a country band out there. You know what? That'd be fun one day. It'd be kind of fun to go back in the summer and go to some live music scenes over there in Pittsburgh or over in America. It'd be a good time. Right, so Zach Brown Band says, that's hard to say, by the way. Zach Brown Band says, thank you, Pittsburgh, and thank you to Dangerous for the Steelers jersey. Now, here it is. Our mate, our quarterback, our number one quarterback. And yes, I'm not putting I'm not taking the absolute piss out of Justin Fields. I feel like he can compete as well. But right now, it does seem like Russell Wilson is going to be the number one guy, and Fields is trying to learn or compete and maybe, try and win the job, but it does look like Russell Wilson's going to be the guy. So Russell Wilson is in Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Heinz Field. Here was Zach Brown, and he walks out on the stage and, gives him a jersey, shakes his hand, and takes a photo in front of the whole crowd inside Acrisure Stadium or Heinz Field where Russell Wilson's going to be playing. How cool is that? Now, this reminds me, though. And I am prepared. I am prepared. Last time this happened was Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett walked out, and that was, I think, Luke. Luke, is it? Luke Holmes? No, Luke Combs, not Holmes. Luke Combs, another country star singer. So he walked out, cracked a beer, shotgunned, and everyone was excited. I was very excited. I was like, you know what? Kenny's trying to be amongst it. Kenny's trying to have a good time. He's trying to be our number one quarterback. It didn't work out. But similar thing, Russell Wilson is doing this with his hometown now. It's like Seattle, Denver, didn't work out. But now we have Russell Wilson, number one quarterback, walking out the Heinz Field and doing all the PR stuff that he should be doing. Another big shout out to what I really like too is the fact that Russell Wilson is very active on Twitter, detailing his work and saying, here I am, day one, grateful for the journey. He had another one here where he said, fire emojis with his uniform. So he's really starting to get amongst it and become like he was a Seattle Seahawk. He was a Denver Bronco, but now he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. And let's see how far we can go. I still think that there will be quarterback controversy around will the Steelers go and choose this? Should they go and get this? Should they go and get that? I'm just going to lie my faith in that the Steelers will make the right choice, and they should go with Russell Wilson, at least to see as a start and see where he's at. They're both on a 1-year contract. You go with Wilson, and then if it burns out and it's really terrible, then yeah, maybe you move towards Fields. So I want to show you what else he's been working on too. This is via Jeff Hartman and Steel Curtain Network. So I'll link the article in the comments below. And here it is. So he goes on to say that Wilson was, at the I think it was like one of the Pirates matches. He did play baseball, so he's swinging a bat there as a Pirate. He's been really active in the kids community at the Children's Pittsburgh Hospital, and yeah, he's doing all things Pittsburgh. So I'll link that article in the description below, and it's really good to see that he's taking, I guess, a real good, Pittsburgh stand. Like he could have walked in here, put a shirt on, said a few things, but Wilson has been active in the community, and that's what we want to see. I'm not saying that Fields isn't doing that. They're each their own person, but I feel like that's one way to connect to the audience, connect to the fans, and at least the fans will now give you a chance, even if you do struggle early, which I don't think he will. I think Wilson's going to come here and fire it up. I think he's going to do some play action passes. He's going to find Pickens. He's going to find Austin. He's going to find one of his favorite targets being Muth. So he's really coming to Pittsburgh and saying, hey, here we go. Let's go black and gold. I know he said black and yellow, but let's go black and gold. So I think it's really cool. I think it's awesome, right? He's running out town to Heinz Field, not cracking a beer, but actually, speaking of beers, I had way too many on the weekend. Not cracking a beer, but, having a presence in Pittsburgh. And yes, I was really excited about Kenny Pickett cracking beers on stage. But now it's Russell Wilson's turn, Mr. Unlimited, to see what can happen. And yeah, I'm excited. We're now, I think, to end the show, guys, I think we're like, one more week of OTAs, June 3rd, June 4th, 5th, and 6th, so 4 or 5 days left. Football in shorts. Then I believe they take like a few breaks, a few weeks off. Then coming back in, I think near the end of June, like training camp starts. Or is it maybe July? I don't remember. Is it maybe July? Training camp starts around that time. And then you have August and preseason. So I think we're like 98 days away. So we're in the really, really, really slow period that is NFL football, and just like, we do our best to keep up with it. But this could be a very quiet time. And I think, fans in America start going away on holidays and stuff like that in the summer. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. All right. Yeah. Yes. I'll say this. Would you rather this bloke, or would you rather this bloke? I know my answer. My answer is Russell Wilson, 1000%. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you later. Hooroo.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? Studs everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to.